Many people work hard every single day but still never become truly free with money. Robert Kiyosaki says the big reason why rich people and poor people are so different is how they think about money. In his book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Kiyosaki shows that poor people don't understand some very important truths about money, and that keeps them stuck. It's always broke. In this video, we're going to discover the money secrets that Kiyosaki says most. Poor people never learn. These truths can completely change how you think about getting rich. So stay with me. If this topic gets you excited, write this in the comments. I will be the first trillionaire in my family. I'll heart your comment when I see it. If you want to help this channel grow, hit the like button and subscribe. It takes just a second. And it really helps us share more amazing stories like this one. Robert Kiyosaki wasn't born a money genius. He wasn't rich. He wasn't top of his class. In fact, he was just a 17-year-old kid from Hawaii, failing his school tests and carrying golf bags for rich men who barely even noticed him. But something small changed everything. While picking up tips and coins from the golf course, he noticed something strange. In 1964, coins were made of silver. But the very next year, they looked the same, but were made of copper, same size, same shape. But they weren't worth the same anymore. That little change felt like a big lie. He didn't know it yet. But the US government had quietly removed real silver from coins and replaced it with cheap metal. No one talked about it. People kept using the new coins like nothing changed. But it had, and Robert could feel it. That's when something inside him woke up. He could have ignored it. He could have said, whatever, and gone back to chasing tips. But he didn't. He asked himself something powerful. Why is no one talking about this? Or do they know and just don't care? From that day, he began collecting the silver coins, 1 by 1 quarters, dimes, anything real. He wasn't. Richie wasn't a college graduate, but he was curious. Sometimes curiosity is more powerful than a degree because it leads you to the truth. Every coin he saved was his way of saying, I won't let the system trick me. This is what Robert means when he says most people are asleep when it comes to money. Not because they're lazy, but because they've been trained not to ask questions. They go to school, get a job, work hard, and yet they're still broke, still stressed, still stuck. Why? They learn how money works, and that's the scariest part. Being poor might not be bad luck. It might just mean you never learned the rules of the game. And if the game is rigged, you can only win by learning how to play it smarter. Robert doesn't say this to make fun of poor people. He says it to wake them up. Believes poor people aren't dumb. They've just been kept in the dark. About it, why doesn't school teach kids how to use money, invest, or build wealth? Why do they only teach how to be good employees? That's the painful part. You realize maybe you were never supposed to win the way they told you to. That truth hurts. No one wants to feel like they were lied to. No one wants to admit they spent years working hard for paper money. That loses value every year. But inside that pain is power. Once you feel it, you can't unfeel it. Robert once stood in front of a room and held up 2 coins. One was 50 cents, the other was $10. He asked, which one do you want most? People grabbed the $10, but they missed the point. The silver coin was real. The paper bill could lose its value. It's not about what something looks like. It's about what it's worth. So let me ask you, how many times have you picked something that looked good over something that was good? A job, a relationship, a big purchase? Be honest. Robert's life changed because of one small thing. He looked at a coin and asked a question. That's it. No magic. No genius. Just a truth. They're messing with me. What about they wouldn't let them? What about you? Are they messing with you too? And if they are, will you do something about it? If you're ready to wake up and stop being fooled, type this in the comments. I'm not going to be played anymore. I'll heart your comment because it means you're taking your first step toward real freedom. Let's go deeper. Music plays. Robert Kiyosaki doesn't talk about money to sound smart. He talks about it so you'll ask better questions. One story he tells is funny at first, but if you really think about it, it hits hard. He was collecting real silver coins, Not because they were shiny, but because he knew they were truly valuable. Some were worth $10 just for the silver inside them. But one day, his mom spent them all like it was normal change that broke his heart. There's something called Gresham's law. It says bad money pushes out good money. What does that mean? It means if you don't understand the difference between fake value and real value, you'll give away your best things for nothing. Robert didn't need a college degree to figure that out. He just paid attention. Most of us don't. We save paper dollars that get weaker every year. We trust systems without questions. Then we ask, why are we still broke? His mom didn't do it to hurt him. She just didn't know, saw coins, and thought they were just spending money. Not security, not value, not freedom, just coins. And how many of us are like that too? How many times have you given away something precious, your talent, your money, because you didn't know what it was really worth? That day when his mom spent his coins, it wasn't just a funny story. It was a warning, a lesson. Even good people can make poor choices. If they don't know the truth, you've probably heard someone say, I'm not interested in money, like it's something noble. Or, money is the root of all evil. But they can't even pay their bills. Robert doesn't say that to shame them. He says it because he's seen the pain it causes. Not understanding money doesn't make you holy. It keeps you broke. Being broke isn't just having no money. It's not knowing what to do with money when you have it. It's believing lies that sound good, but lead to suffering. Bills still come. Emergencies still happen. Pretending money doesn't matter won't stop the pain. Robert didn't turn away from his poor family. He turned away from a poor mindset. A mindset that said, we don't need to learn this. A mindset that said, we're fine staying in the dark. So, are you giving away your silver coins? Are you ignoring things just because you don't understand them? Robert didn't need an MBA. He just asked questions, stayed curious. Even when the answers were scary, most people aren't stupid. They're scared. Or worse, too proud to admit they don't understand money. But guess what? You can't build wealth with pride and ignorance. You build it with truth, and sometimes that truth starts with a bag of silver coins, then a mom who meant no harm. If you're ready to learn the real value of money, type this in the comments. I'm committed to understanding the true value of money. Every time you learn something new, you take one more step out of the cycle of struggle, I'll heart your comment because I believe every step matters. And if you liked this story, hit the like button. If you're new, please subscribe. Us reach 1 million subscribers. We're getting closer every day. If you've already subscribed, comment below. I subscribed. Thanks for being here. Let's keep going. Robert Kiyosaki wasn't born rich. He didn't grow up with fancy things. While other kids were saving for candy or toys, Robert was out looking for small silver coins. But he wasn't just collecting. He was asking questions, big ones. Like, why is money losing value? Why do people work so hard and still struggle to live? He didn't know it then, but those little silver coins were teaching him secrets no teacher ever did. Back then, silver cost only 10 cents for 1 ounce. It wasn't shiny or cool. It didn't come with prizes or certificates, but it was real. You could hold it. Unlike paper money, silver didn't lie. Now fast forward to November 2024. That same silver coin is now worth $35. Think about that. Did silver suddenly get more special? Or did the dollar become weak when no one was paying attention? Robert wants you to ask this tough question, because it's not just about silver. It's about what's real and what's fake. He says the reason poor people stay poor is because they don't understand the difference between real money and fake money. They don't know what Gresham's law is. They work harder and harder for paper money, but that paper loses value faster than they can earn it. People get excited when they get a pay raise. But while they're smiling, the prices of eggs, rent, and gas are rising even faster. It's a trap. And the rules of the game? Hidden in fine print? Take a second to let this sink in. America is printing $1 trillion every 90 days. That number is so huge, it sounds fake. Want to understand how big it is? If you spent $1 every second, it would take over 31,000 years to spend 1 trillion. And still, they're printing money like it grows on trees. Stimulus checks, wars, fake promises, it all keeps going. But each time they print more, your money loses its power. Your paycheck shrinks. Your dream house feels further away. Your retirement gets pushed back. Robert isn't trying to scare you. He's trying to wake you up. His own parents were smart and worked hard, but they didn't understand how money worked. They saved cash, trusted banks, followed the rules, and still ended up struggling. Why? Because the rules changed. Nobody told them. Robert, though, started early. He collected silver, he bought gold, and later he got into Bitcoin. Now he owns mines, land, and real wealth. While most people work for money, Robert makes money work for him. Imagine two people go to work every day. One saves paper dollars. The other buys silver. After 10 years, who's doing better? The one with money that lost value, or the one with assets that grew? It's not luck, it's knowledge, Robert says. You don't need to be a genius to get rich. You just need to stop being fooled. He wasn't a great student. He called himself dumb. But he watched closely. He noticed what schools didn't teach. He saw how families stayed broke without asking why. Saving paper dollars, he realized, was like keeping ice in the sun. It melts, so he did the opposite. Now, Robert owns tons of silver and gold, loads of Bitcoin, and real estate everywhere. Not to show off, but because he understands real money is about owning things that last. When more money gets printed, poor people lose buying power. The middle class struggles, but the rich, they get richer. Why? Because their assets go up with inflation. Here's the real truth. Working hard isn't enough. Saving money isn't enough. You've got to ask yourself, are you working for fake money or building real wealth? Because if you're on the wrong side of that question, no bonus, no raise, no job will ever be enough. It's time to stop running in circles. Start thinking like Robert Kiyosaki. Don't have to be perfect. Just be awake. If you're tired of working harder only to fall further behind, yes. If chasing promotions and saving dollars feels like a race you can't win, then it's time to draw the line. Say this out loud. Write it in the comments. I refuse to work for fake money. I'm building my life on real assets. It's not just a comment. It's a declaration. A moment that could change your life. Robert Kiyosaki doesn't sugarcoat things. He tells you the truth. The system is rigged. If you don't learn the rules, you will be used. He doesn't blame presidents or politicians, because no matter who's in charge, the printing machine doesn't stop. And when it prints more money, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Why? Because the rich own things that go up in value, poor own things that go down. It's not about luck. It's about what you choose to believe and do. If you've liked the video so far and want more like this, yes, comment, I want more. Just picture this. You work 40 hours every week. You save your money. Maybe you get a small raise. But while you're saving, prices of food, rent, and gas are rising fast. It's like trying to fill a bucket with water while there's a hole in the bottom. Robert figured this out early. He saw that working harder wasn't the solution. The real answer was understanding money and what isn't money. Fake money is the stuff we all chase. Dollars, paper, numbers in a bank. Real money is silver, gold, Bitcoin. Real estate, things that hold value. So while the world is drowning in printed dollars, Robert just holds on to what keeps its worth. He laughs at those who mock silver and gold, and he asks them one thing. How many tons do you own? Not coins? Not a few bars? Tons. That question shows the truth. It's the difference between guessing and understanding. Most people don't know. It's the difference between real assets and fake ones. They listen to influencers, follow the noise, and buy what's trendy. But Robert keeps it simple. He doesn't try to learn everything. He sticks to what works. He calls himself dumb. But what he has is clarity. He liked silver, so he bought. It liked gold, bought more. Saw Bitcoin, grabbed it. Same with real estate. He focused on what he believed in. You don't need a fancy degree or a perfect credit score to get rich. You just need to stop trusting a system that's silently stealing from you. Robert Kiyosaki didn't become free by being perfect. He became free by making better choices. If your money is in things that lose value, lose. If your money is in things that gain value, you win. The gap between rich and poor isn't an accident. It's a mindset. Rich people use money to buy assets. Poor people treat money like a prize and save it, never knowing it's fading away. Robert wants you to question everything you learned about money, because schools didn't teach this. We were taught to be workers, not to be wealthy. If you're tired of losing, watching your money shrink, it's time to think different. Write in the comments, "I'm focusing on real assets to build my future." It's a small step, but a powerful one. When I see your comment, I'll give it a heart, because choosing to learn the truth is where real wealth begins. If this video helped you, tell us in the comments. And don't forget to say, "I watched the video till the end." Give me a heart. Here's what to do next. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell this way. You won't miss any more powerful videos like this.